Brinda Karat joins us as well at this stage. Thank you, ma'am, very much for being with us. We've spent is what the Finance Minister has said. They're trying to sort of get the economy back on its feet. Do you believe that there is enough in this budget to indicate that we might actually return to that growth path, given that the fiscal deficit number at 9.5% indicates that the government is willing to spend?
First of all, your understanding, or the Finance Minister's understanding of we've spent, where the figures don't show that. You had a 30 lakh crore budget allocation last time. And if you look at the expenditures up till December, they have spent only 22 lakhs. Now the Finance Minister has made, as usual, jadoo with the figures to say that they're going to go over 30 lakhs to 34 lakhs, which basically means, if you go by their own figures, for 9 months, they have spent 22 lakhs crores. And they say that they're going to spend up to 34 lakh crores. So where's the spend? They've still got 12 lakh crores to spend in just 3 months. And if you look at the allocations to the ministries, if you look at the small print, you said they've done so much for agriculture. Look at the allocations for the agriculture ministry, it's down. Look at it for education, it's down. And if you look at this huge claim about 137% increase in health and well-being.
Yes.
Health and well-being. But if you look at the small print, actually it's 30,000 crore rupees of that on vaccines. They have to do it. And another similar amount of around 50 or 55,000 crore rupees on what the Finance Commission has mandated they have to give as grants to the states. So the point is, all these bombastic claims, if you actually look at the figures, the main reason for the 9.5 deficit is not because of spend, but it is because of the huge shortfalls in revenue collections. That is the reason for the 9.5% deficit.
Okay. One of the other points mentioned by the Finance Minister in healthcare was the 64,180 crore fund for the PM Atmanirbhar Swasth Bharat Yojana. Your thoughts on that?
I've looked through the budget figures and the heads. It comes in all kinds of different heads, which are already old programs. So this, what they have given is 64,000 crores. I don't know where the heading is in the budget papers. I mean, because anyway, it's all online, but I looked for it. Where is the special head of Atma Pradhan Mantri? Pradhan Mantri is everywhere through all the schemes. But where's this head? I don't know. I couldn't find it. So my point is, Vishnu, that first of all, the budget should have actually ensured, even the economic survey said, that don't worry about your deficits. Spend now. Where is the stimulus in this budget? It's zero.
All right.
Where is the stimulus? And if you look at what is required today, look at Manrega. Yes, during a certain period of time, there was an increase in Manrega. Is the government saying now that there's no more need to expand Manrega? Have all the migrant workers come back and
I haven't gotten around to looking at Manrega, but isn't the allocation the same? Isn't the is the allocation gone down?
The allocation last time, it was increased in the revised estimates because, as we all know, there was a need for that increase. But that increase in Manrega during this 1 year period in the revised estimates has been brought down. Now, is it the government's case that you don't need that extra expenditure anymore in Manrega? And now look at the food subsidy. As we all know, the government's desperation is to cut down the food subsidy. And I'm telling you, what have they done? Just look at the slate of hand. They owe the FCI something like 3 lakh crore rupees because they've been forcing the FCI to take loans from the small savings fund.
Right.
So what they have done is saying that, okay, we've increased our food subsidies, what they want to show. Actually, what is it? It's an accounting thing. And they're saying we're going to give the 3 lakh crore rupees back to the FCI. But that's not expenditure for the people. And whether it is food, whether it is Manrega, whether it is ICDS, now we know the Anganwadis are playing a very critical role. They have an umbrella ICDS scheme. Isn't it shocking that they did not spend 8,000 crores of that allocation in this whole period?
Right. No, I take your point about, funds having been allocated but not having been used. And therefore, when you look at the numbers right now, then you need to be asking whether this fiscal deficit figure actually reflects spend or anything else.
Vishnu, what I'm saying is what the economy required today, the government is totally abdicated from its responsibility. And what it has done, I mean, I would say it's a sell India budget, frankly. I know many of our co-panelists and perhaps some anchors also are very much for the so-called reform process. But I ask you, is this Atmanirbhar?
All right.
You're opening up insurance to 75% FDI. Is this Atmanirbhar?